Okay, so we're here with Roland, who got top 8 with DRYTRON in the case tournament, who first gets 2 cases, second gets 1 case, and he actually played a pretty interesting list. Did you go first or second?
I went first if I had the choice.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you want to get into it?
Yes, of course. I'll show you all my ritual monsters first. I play Natasha because I don't play heralds in my deck, so it's more of a boss monster now, and it's a time card, and it's one of the best fairy ritual monsters. Because it's been 10. I did 10 because it's a combo piece, and you need it for like the level 6s, and it can boost your ritual monsters in a sense that it's necessary. And I play this because it's basically my boss monster of the deck now, saying as like I don't play heralds of that nature. If my turn 1 play goes correctly with Scythe and things like that, then this will come through the following turn and clear out the rest of the board by being able to attack all special summon monsters. And it's a disruption as well. I only play these 4 rituals. The spice of the deck would be I made 1 Lancia. This is based on that I can search it, and also because of the dag to play in the deck is for brigade, Flunderies, all forms of banishing decks and things of that nature. And the best card in my deck, which is Scythe, is Scythe. It turns off everybody. When they play hand traps against the DRYTRON, you can end up with Dag the Anaconda through not having Ben 10, so then it floods them out, so they don't play either. I play, for my hero package, I play Plasma, because we actually can summon it, and its effect is actually decent.
Did you actually summon that?
No, I never summoned it. Not today. No. And Celestial, because Pot of Greed. And now for the starters and the core base of the deck, 3 Diviner is my only and best normal summon. It can be a pop or it can be a searcher. But usually I just summon Gamma with like another name and just make Herald with it usually, because it's the best way to play through boards. This is different in my deck. I play 3 Delta because they usually don't Ash or stop this, and in a mid-range deck, you always want to draw a new card. Delta permits you to see a new card, which could be an additional name. So I think this is necessary at 3, seeing as I also don't play any bricks, being Orange Lights and Herald. I only play 2 Gamma. It's the worst name alone, but DD Crow is within the format. Also Bell. Well, Bell doesn't really matter. I apologize. DD Crow is within the format, so if they clear 1, you want to have a second as follow-up. Zeta, because it searches the ritual spell. And the best one, Alpha, because it's the starter. Here are my spells. I think it's a good lineup for like how I've been seeing the meta right now, because like you don't really want to have too many going second spells, but you also don't want to bomb out to the decks that can like play through them. So that's why my spell lineup is made the way it is. Droplets is the best spell in the game at the moment. Like outside of Fusion Destiny, this is the best spell in the game. Call by the Grave because DD Crow and it gets hand traps. This is my additional name, and it's a floater, and it's TP. 3 Cyber Emergency, it's the Road of the deck. 3 Nova, because it's the unexpected die of the deck. I only played 1 Fusion this weekend because I wanted to main other cards, and I felt as though top decking this wasn't good. So if I ever hard drew it, or I could just send it, then I feel as though that facilitated what I needed to be done as quickly as possible.
Were you making Predaplan a lot?
Yes, all the time if possible, all the time. I play Fafnir because it's an additional name. I play Terraforming for Fafnir for the additional name. I play Mystic Mind to couple with my Terraforming, and it's another go second card. I play 2 of these. These are what replaced my 2 Fusion Destinies, because I had not a large fear of the bird deck, but the bird deck is good, so I respected it. So I had these in there in case I drew the combo of droplets and this, then you can break through Oath. And I only play 1 spell. Even with me saying, giving a statement about Crow, I don't think that you need 2 of this. I try to mitigate drawing as many dead cards as possible, so 1 is perfectly fine. I usually don't deal with it. My deck was 40 total, main. Now I'll show you the extra deck. My Link monsters are Link Karibo. It's mandatory. Verde, because it summons the best fusion monster within the game, aside from ABC Buster Dragon. Dagda, because it's how I facilitate all my combos. Yep. because you need some form of disruption if you continue to grind through with your opponent. So this helps the slow roll, and the best target for it because it's disruption. I also played this instead of restrict now because I also wanted the ability to ip into this, or if I already had a substantial board from the previous turn where they couldn't deal with it, link all those monsters into this and then play my turn.
Did that come up a lot?
Yes.
That sounds pretty broken.
Thank you. My XYZs are down there. She's just Zeusful, but it's necessary. This is why I beat Justin Singh. This is the best card in the deck. It's literally the Gundam. Every time I summon it, I feel like I'm putting on the mech suit. So this card is just insane. I would have played 3, but the deck's tight, so it never really facilitates where you need a third. But this card is very good. The best XYZ within the game. My third move beta with larger stats and can send anything. And my third boss monster in extra deck. So basically, after I scythe them the first turn, if my combo goes through correctly, the following turn I put 2 level 6s on board, which is quite simple with Idaten and Benton. Then you make this, and then you can scythe them again the following turn. It's very low economy, but it's very high value.
Yeah, so what does this card actually do? Because I've actually never seen it.
Okay, so during the standby phase, you can detach 1 material from it and special summon 1 level 5 or lower monster from your graveyard.
Okay, so special scythe.
Yeah, no restriction on how it's summoned. Also, while a monster from the graveyard is on the board, asterisk for Fusion Enforcer, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So, and it's 2700, which it actually beats out Beatrice, so it's pretty good. A lot of people playing it in Virtual World, so shout out to Andreas, he was playing it as well. My fusions go as Entis for the pop, and the best monster within our format currently. I just think this monster is very oppressive. Even if you're not playing whatever your deck is supposed to do, this monster permits you to play, permits you to see turns, and you draw 2. And I only played 1 Herald. I ended up synchroning this more than sending it to the graveyard, but that's because the way I play the deck now, I try to summon and send off Benton as much as possible, but then I search all my follow-ups, and then if I search Diviner at any time, as I said previously, I just used it and Gamma in another name and just make this. This also permits them not to be able to droplet you with monsters from hand, so it should make your scythe play go through better. Oh, and finally, if I was ever to make this and then Anaconda, I do it and send the pieces so they get banished. So therefore, if I play against Striker and I activate this and they shark cannon it, I have no card to summon, so therefore they can't lock me out of my deck. My extra deck was 15 cards total. And now I shall show you my side. It's not nothing too spicy, but it's pretty decent. I played 3 a pointer. This was for going first. I want the knowledge. I want to be able to rip the card out their hand that could stop the combo. And if not, I still just want to have knowledge. It's only 2,000 life points. And life points is more of a resource in this format, so it doesn't really matter. I think this card is very good, though. I liked it today. I only played 2 draw. I didn't fear the mirror. This was more so for the bird deck. Or if I played against swordsoul and I felt as though they were Protos me, you just send this after they search the spell off Cheese Out and they can't add Protos, so you can play through that turn. I played 3 of this because of the bird deck. So the bird deck and also people that just play into it incorrectly. So this was okay. I didn't really see it too often. And for the spice, I played 2 spell cancel. The reason being is you can send it with Beatrice, and then you can summon it back with Dragonlark Perrin. So going first, if you were to set up the scythe board, you can end up setting up the Beatrice and Dragonlark Perrin, and then set up the scythe play with this, coming back on standby phase from Perrin, and then you beat all spells. So if you beat all power spells, you beat the meta at the moment, because that's what the meta is. It's power spells. And it's also a machine, but... And for my back row destruction, it's the same as I always play. Reboot, best one of, best spell, back row destruction, and my cards can play out the grave, so 3 twin. I probably wouldn't change it. I think it's really good.
So wait, you said you want to change anything about the deck?
At the moment, no. I think the deck is really good. I feel like people don't know how to combat it at the moment, so I feel like it has a pretty high ceiling. I played through a lot of things today. I don't feel as though I should have, but it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, the way you explained a lot of those cards, I mean, and the new additions, seems like you really understand the deck.
Yeah.
And it seems really cool. I mean, it's different from everything else I've seen with DRYTRON, and I like that a lot. I mean,
you.
spell canceller's insane, so yeah, thanks for the profile.
Of course. Oh, can I do my shout outs?
Yeah, shout outs, of course.
Yes, shout out Gus. That's my old head and my sponsor, basically. Shout out my
Let's go, Gus.
Easter Boys. Shout out my guy Shannon. He was supporting me the whole time. Shout out my girlfriend Katia. Shout out everybody back in Maryland. Shout out Jerry, Mo, Louie, Elmer, Travis, John, everybody at Tables and Towers. Shout out Nick Anderson. Shout out Rose, Willie, and everybody in which I deal with, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And also shout out to Tommy for doing the deck profile. Thank you.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. All right.
Thank
Peace.
you.